Hello everyone, this is Calgary Astronomy News, and I'm Simon Poole. And today I'm going to talk to you about Week 22, May 26th to June 1st, 2019. This week will mark the first full week in 2019 without what is officially recognized as night. The sun will be less than 18 degrees below the horizon, and twilight will reign for 2 whole months. On Sunday, the moon will have reached its last quarter phase and will be visible in the early morning sky and throughout the day. Soon it will be a new moon, and then visible as a slim waxing crescent, signaling the end of Ramadan. The dwarf planet Ceres will be at opposition on Tuesday, May 28th, and will sit a few degrees above Antares, the bright red star in Scorpius. Seasoned observers can certainly resolve this magnitude 7.0 object in a telescope, and then pop over for a visit to Jupiter, just to the east. A magnitude 8.3 asteroid, the second largest object in the belt after Ceres, known as Vesta, will be in conjunction with the moon 2 nights later. The moon will then dance with Venus and the 7th planet in our solar system the following 2 evenings. Well, by evenings I mean early mornings, just before the sun rises. And now I talk about the 7th planet. Many people have different ways of calling this planet by its name. I like to stick with the classical Latin version and pronounce it Uranus. Some people like to call it Uranus, or popularly among many people is Uranus. But if we're to stick with the classical Latin, then we should say Uranus. I caught a conjunction with Uranus and Mars earlier this year in February, and they're always more fun to see in person than to talk about. It's just amazing to see 2 planetary objects within our solar system so close together in the sky. It was visible in the same field of view in my telescope that night. There are 2 rocket launches scheduled for this week that can be watched live. A Soyuz rocket will be taking a navigational satellite into space as the day turns to May 27th. 3 days later, another Russian rocket will take off from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan with a communications satellite. Now let's talk a little bit about what happened last week. A SpaceX rocket, a Falcon 9, took a constellation of satellites up into space called Starlink. This has caused a great deal of concern among many members of the astronomical community, as these satellites are quite visible in the sky. It was said that they should only be visible just after sunset or just before sunrise. However, reports are coming in across the globe that they are visible throughout the entire night. Now, when this constellation is fully active, there'll be 12,000 satellites scattered throughout the sky. This will mean that there will be 500 objects above the horizon visible to the naked eye from your point of view. This will essentially destroy the night sky for evening viewing. These satellites may one day outnumber the visible stars seen in the night sky. Astrophotography will be much more difficult, as you will have lines of light throughout your field of view as you're taking deep sky images with long exposures. Now, this is being done to provide broadband internet to many places in the world, and many places that do not have access to it. It is being used to fund SpaceX's mission to Mars, however, at the cost of ruining our night sky. I am certainly against this, and I hope that there'll be changes made in the future to rectify this issue. Now let's move on to some observing you can do this week. What sort of challenge object should you look for? I invite you to cast your telescopes on the Leo triplet. This small grouping of galaxies in the sky are separately known as Messier 65, Messier 66, and NGC 3628. They can be resolved in a field of view of 1 degree, and also certainly worth the time for astrophotographers. They are conveniently located under the hind legs of the lion, halfway between Theta and Iota Leonis. Grab a light bucket telescope and seek them out for a great view 35 million light-years away from home. If you are unsure where to look, Check out the map that we have on our blog, simonjastronomy.blogspot.com. Also, stay up to date on the many astronomical happenings throughout Calgary on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/simonjastronomy. Follow us on Twitter @simonjastronomy, and certainly don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for informational videos and weekly updates. Clear skies, and always keep looking up.